This is it. We're up here at Overland Expo West. We've got 3 amazing builds here that we just finished up. This build, whole program, we got them last Thursday. We built these over the last week. It's been a mad rush. We actually have another vehicle that's already on display, but we wanted to share these brand new 2024 Land Cruisers with you. They're all a different look, completely different look in all aspects. From the black one here with all the brush finished on it, to the blue one here featuring the jet ski on the back with the functional rack, to the matte black here with all the bronze accents with the wheels and everything to tie into this thing. Beautiful day, blue skies, few clouds in the sky, but we're here at the Heritage Blue Land Cruiser. And so this was one of our previous builds on our Sequoia Pro from Toyota booth a couple of years ago when we did our SEMA build for our Sequoia. So we wanted to tie all this into the blue because the colors did really well together. And so what we did is we tied all this in. It looks really nice together, but we also added in some other things. We did some red, orange, and blue in the license plate with the white. We did the red, orange, and blue in our roof rack, the all custom design here, so we could really tie these colors in together. Down in the rock sliders here, we put some of the colors in there and we tied all that stuff in to match the center caps on this. We had to put a heavier load spring in the back of this truck. This has got an Old Man Emu 722 spring in it, so we're able to offset this. And so this has our front lift in it with a Old Man Emu spring. We're a 1/4 inch higher in the rear with the jet ski on the back of it, so it works out really, really well. This has got our Westcott Designs lower preload collar in the front here. And just to kind of tie this all in together, because we didn't have any coloring in the front of this vehicle, we decided to add some of the striping here, the heritage striping here up in the front to kind of bring it all around to the front of the truck at the same time. So you can kind of see how it all ties in together now with all those details. So we talked about the details at our shop and the things that we focus on, and kind of this whole build started over here on the wheels. And when I say it started on the wheels here, these are brush finished wheels, and these aren't factory brush finished wheels, and nor are these Methods brush finished wheels. They actually don't make this 703 and a plus 35 offset in a brush finish. So what we did is, if you can see the look on here, and I'll tell you what we did, and you're gonna think I'm crazy, but we did. We jacked the car up, we spun the wheels, and we sanded the faces of them off with wet sandpaper until they had a brush finish. And we did it at a 220 grit so we could keep the same finish here, and then we could plane these on the side, and we could brush finish the side of the roof racks, the visor of the roof racks, and the front license plate and the rear license plate. Also, they tied in together, so they had the exact same finish. This truck is actually featuring our Westcott Designs preload collar in the front, and this is also featuring our 1-inch rear lift in this. And then these are our new rock sliders that for the new Land Cruisers and the GX models. The GX models are the same length, but the plating is a little different, and that's because of the KDSS system. So this truck has got a 35 12.5 by 17, and we're running a 17 by 8.5 with a plus 35 offset on this. So it gives it a really nice amount of poke, not too far outside the wheel well. All we're doing is removing the lower back bracket here to just unbolts with the cover to come out. And when we do is we remove the little corner pieces here with all the little plastic clips. That drops out, and that makes for plenty of room for these 35s on these trucks, so it works really, really well. Just getting the alignment set up on these things works, and that helps to center up the wheel and allow enough room in the front and the back on this. But rear puck in this, you can see it sits pretty level. We're about we're about a 1/2 inch difference front to back on this, so it is pretty close. There's about a 2.5 inch difference from the factory from front to back on these, so they have quite a bit of rake on them. So it really gets the truck up, allows us to put these bigger tires on it and really finish the look. And as we get back in here to the back of our roof rack, when we talk about the brush finish, we wanted to take our bottle opener, redesign it a little bit, but all the design in this and this is all to match all the design here in the fender wells on this. But we tied this black in here to match the center cap, and this face to match the face of the wheels. So some really good detailed things that we did to this truck that we wanted to share, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as we do. We are here at Nitto Tires booth at Overland Expo West. and we're here with the new 2024 Land Cruiser. This is the first edition Land Cruiser, the limited edition Land Cruiser. So this truck started out as a gloss black truck, as you can see, some black here and some black here, that was left factory with the mirrors. And what we did is we clear PPF the whole vehicle, and that's really so you can see a lot of the definition and body lines on this. We really wanted to take this thing and show people and showcase that we can get 37s on this, and they work. And not only do they work, but at full steering lock, we've got room in the fenders. Did we have to do a little modifications? Yes, we did. So come around over here and I'm gonna share that with you. So to get these 37s to fit in this fender, we did a few other things. We didn't just do our Westcott Designs lift. We actually ran the old strut design from the previous gen Tundra, and we did some modifications because the shock shaft is a smaller shock shaft. So we put a sleeve over it to compensate for the size. So when we ran it through the top hat, we were able to make a bushing and stuff so it all fit together and worked together. But now we've got the reservoirs to think about, and the reservoirs had come in contact with the ABS brake lines. So what we did is we took the bracket, we took the design of it, we made it more flush mount up the back here, so at full steering lock, we were able to clear back here on the back side. The bottom eyelet on these was a different size, so what we did is we pressed out the bottom bushing on this, and when we pressed out the bottom bushing on it, we put it on our lathe and turned out the center on it so we could get the diameter, the correct size down there for the shock. And then we ran our preload collar, our Tundra preload collar on this, so that gave us additional lift in the front so we could get the truck up to fit those 37s. We're about 3.5 inches of lift on these trucks to get this to run these 37s on it. And then what we did is we removed the plate back here. We removed the little cover over here, and you can see there's a connector here because that plate stuck too far out. So at full steering lock, it rubbed against the plate. So what we're gonna do is we're redesigning another plate that goes flush up against that connector that gives us enough clearance in there to fit. So that, and then up here in the front of the fender liner, we pushed the fender liner all the way forward on this. And then what we did is we repinned it back up here in the front. So we were able to retain the full fender liner from front to back on this, and then push the liner up forward on this to really get it to fit in here. It got a little bit tight up here in the front, but we were able, once we got it up on the alignment rack, we were able to manipulate the alignment a little bit and get the tire shifted a little bit farther to the back here, so we're able to get it to fit in here nice. We've got our Westcott Designs wheel stands on here just so we can display the suspension on this. Really cool in the rear here. All we had to do to get this to fit on here is we've got an Old Man Emu rear spring in this. This is a 722 Old Man Emu. So this is a 0.75 inch lift in the back, a medium load spring. We powder coated it red so it kind of really ties into the look of this truck. And then the shock here is just a factory production TRD Pro shock from the new 22 to 24 TRD Pro. And it slipped back over the eyelet here as designed. The shock had a little more travel in it, and then we got that look of that factory kind of look. So didn't have to do anything here in the back of the truck. We left all the door handles here tied in on the sides, and so that was all to tie in with our gloss black sliders here. The roof rack design here was all cut on the corners here to match the design here on the fenders, and all the little cutouts here were designed to match the openings on these fenders from front to back. And then on the wheels, I want to share the wheels with you. What we did is we powder coated these bronze wheels and the roof rack to match each other on this, so it's got the same finish. Then what we did is we did all the 12-point ARP bolts through the roof rack, and we black oxide coated those. And when we black oxide coated the bolts through here, we're able to kind of tie some of that in to still have the same look, but contrast those two colors together. Back here in the back, we did the black bead rings. We did the black overlay plate back here with the bottle opener built into it, and that was really there again to tie into the bead rings on this truck. So everything was kind of designed to kind of match. This has our Westcott Designs rear hitch mount rack. This is our center mount rack. This is a production rack that we do. So this fits in anything with a 2-inch receiver hitch. You can do it on this side, you can move it over to the other side, you can center mount it, you can left or right side mount this thing. So really we tied everything in. This is a plus 25 offset, so it does have a little bit of poke outside the wheel well, but it has just enough and it looks really good together. So we hope you guys enjoy it, and please let us know if you need anything. Thanks again for watching.